Good morning and welcome to oilpreneur.net. So let's talk creatine today. I just started on creatine today for the first time in a while. It's probably been months. So this is really, for creatine users, people who are already using creatine, then that's probably why you've stumbled on this video, because you already know about it. And if you don't, send me a question down in the comment section. But let's talk about cycling off of creatine, okay? And like taking it the proper way, right? I started taking creatine as early as 14 years old, okay? And I probably shouldn't have been taking it at that early, but this is when creatine was like hot out on the market. It was just kind of, I think it was out longer than that already, but it was just starting to become like more popular. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made with creatine was actually following the directions. I personally feel that, and this is my opinion, that supplement companies, they put that loading phase in there. They talk about, how you got to load. There's a loading phase where you take, these multiple, scoops or whatever. You take it, so many scoops throughout the entire day. And then like after that, you stop, you kind of like, level it out to a smaller dosage, right? Well, in my experience taking creatine, like actually loading it was a problem, because I started cramping up bad. And of course, like, you're supposed to drink a lot of water and stuff like this, but I would start cramping up bad. I started getting the runs. And so I stopped taking creatine altogether. And it wasn't until I actually got a chance to be around bodybuilders, people who had been, competitive bodybuilders for years. And I remember I was at the gym one time, and there was a buddy of mine, and he was putting his like pre-workout together, and it was like had the supplements in the back of his trunk. And one thing that he did is he pulled the container out and he took a little teaspoon, and it was just, and this guy was huge, okay? This guy was a big dude. And he took his teaspoon out, and he just took like a half a teaspoon. I was like, dude, that's all the creatine. That's all the creatine you take? He's like, yeah, dude, you don't need that much creatine. You don't need you don't need a lot of it. And he's like, loading is a bunch of crap. Like you don't need to load creatine. And this is one thing that I've noticed, and I've applied it, and I've gotten really great results. Once I started taking creatine like this, I started getting the results I was looking for. I stopped getting cramps. I stopped getting the runs. And what I realized was that less was better, because I could continue taking it without a big problem, without cramps and all this stuff and all the nasty bloating and all this stuff. So one thing that I wanted to put out there is that also, there is an off cycle with creatine. You're supposed to cycle off of it because it can become taxing. I believe it's on your liver or your kidneys. And one thing that I've done when I cycle off of creatine is I will jump over to red meat, okay? Because red meat is not quite the same. Yes, red meat is it was said that it is a natural source of creatine, right? But it's not like creatine monohydrate, at least in my opinion. This is one thing that I like to do, is kind of like an off cycle. When I come off of creatine monohydrate, I'll jump over to, I'll eat red meat a couple times a week until it's time for me to go back on. So if you found this video helpful or useful, you got any questions, hey, leave a comment down in the below this video. Subscribe and share this video when you get a chance, and I will see you soon. Take care and have a good one.